Hi there. Thanks for checking out my journey video series where I'm documenting the lessons and the challenges associated with building a YouTube channel and video blog. My name is Rich Oben and I'm the founder of The Motivation Mindset. Going back 6 or more months to when I started this business, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to just create a blog or whether I wanted to do a video blog. And as you can tell, obviously I turned into a video blog. And I chose video for a couple of specific reasons. One being that, the general trend of content creation and consumption online is moving toward video. It's a very clear trend. It's been going in that direction for at least 10 years and shows no signs of reversing anytime soon. And so it's very important to have the skills if you want to be successful, in the future, to have the ability to create videos, record videos, edit videos, and all that kind of stuff. And so I wanted to basically force myself to be able to develop, those technical skills. On the flip side, I also wanted to get more comfortable at speaking in front of camera and also speaking in front of a crowd. And while speaking on camera is not exactly the same thing as speaking to a crowd, it does help you develop your speaking skills in general. So for that reason, I also decided that I wanted to create a video blog. It kind of unwittingly, or I didn't, completely think it through at the time, that it also created a lot of additional work for me because I'm still producing my content in blog format, written format on my website, so that it helps my posts be able to be found more easily by search engines by having both the video and the text. So I created additional work for myself, but whatever, that's fine. It's not a huge deal. So anyway, the reason I bring it up today is because, as I mentioned, I wanted to get more comfortable learning to speak in front of groups. And it's not one of those things, public speaking is supposedly, the number one fear, number one terror of people in general, the general population. It's not that I'm terrified of public speaking. I don't really mind doing it all that much. I'm just not particularly good at it. So I just wanted to improve my skills in that regard, which is why I focused on it. So in that sense, the way that I currently produce my vlog posts is that they're scripted. I spend time researching and writing them, and then I record the videos based off of a script. And that essentially prevents me from having to speak extemporaneously. And while when you're giving public speeches or presentations, those often are given based on a speech or on a set of PowerPoint slides or something like that, but they are generally more free form, extemporaneous, at least some element of improvisation to them versus just reading a script off of a teleprompter. And so in that regard, the next step, the next evolution of my speaking ability was to make sure that I learn how to do that. And I made an attempt probably 2-3 months ago, somewhere in there, where I decided that I wanted to try the public speak, not the public speaking, but I wanted to try the improvisational speaking with one of my videos. And so rather than writing a full-blown script, I did some research and I wrote some kind of just general outline and bullet points and tried to speak to those when I recorded my video. And it was an utter and complete disaster. I fumbled all over myself. It was awful. What I recorded was not even really salvageable into anything coherent. Without being chopped into a million little bits, it would have been really jumpy and hard to watch, and it would have just been terrible. So I abandoned that altogether and just said, heck with it, I'm going to record, or I'm going to write a script and keep doing it that way. And so that's the process that I've been using for the last few months. But the reason I'm discussing it today, and the whole reason I bring it up, is that my end goal is not to just write scripts and record videos. That's kind of a method to my madness, so to speak. That's a stepping stone to a larger or longer range goal, and that is to become more comfortable at speaking improvisationally. And so I was thinking about it again recently and decided, you know what? I have to get over this. I have to take this next step. I have to figure out a way to do it. And the only way that I'm going to get better at this and at anything in life is to do something. I need to challenge myself. I need to figure out a way to make it work so that I can still produce my videos and not have them be terrible. And so I was thinking about it, and I decided that I'm going to start recording some of my videos that I'm going to send out to my email list as weekly emails. And they may not be pretty, they may not be beautiful, but they'll be me and they'll be authentic. And I may have to do a little bit more editing than I do normally on my videos where I record a script. But again, that's the only way I'm going to improve. It's the only way I'm going to achieve my goal of getting better at speaking, is if I actually do it. It's not just going to magically happen. So the lesson that I took away from it, and it's something that I know and understand, but you have to challenge yourself if you want to improve. You have to challenge yourself if you want to grow. It's not just going to magically happen by thinking about it. And so if you have a hurdle, if you have something that you're faced with that you can't figure out a way to get over it, you need to challenge yourself. You need to figure out how you can, work it into your process so that you can stretch yourself and be comfortable making mistakes and know that you're going to make mistakes, but that's where the learning happens and that's where the growth happens, and ultimately that's what's going to help you accomplish your goal. And so while it wasn't really an epiphany, it was just something that I finally came to the realization that I just needed to do it and figure out a way to make it happen. And it's still a work in progress. It's by no means perfected. I've only been doing it for a short time, and the videos that I have recorded have not been something that I've been particularly happy with. But again, it's, I'm challenging myself, and I'm gonna get better, and I will report back at a later time to see how to tell you how that my improvisational speaking, as you can see right now, is not the greatest, but you can show you how my improvisational, hard word to say, speaking is improving over time, and hopefully they will become much more fluid and will require less editing on my part. So that was a really important lesson for me recently, and I wanted to share that with you today. I'd love to hear what you think. If you have any comments, feel free to leave one below this video or send me an email directly. And I will see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this video.